All right, guys, it's your friendly tech here from One Choice Appliance. What you're looking at here is a top load Whirlpool belt driven washer that I'm gonna be working on for you guys viewing enjoyment. There you go, your agitator there, and here's my assortment of parts that I'm gonna be installing. I'm just gonna go through a quick review of what I got here. There's your agitator, spludge kit, and got your drive belt, your gear case, or some people call transmission. Or if you're not familiar with it, there's your part numbers there. I'm just gonna go a little slow there just so you guys can see the part numbers for anyone that's interested in how much they cost or anything like that. I didn't include the spin basket part number because it may or may not need replacing, but in this video, this is a detailed video. I don't like to make videos over 15 minutes, but this is going to be about an 18-minute video, and I tell you, this is probably one of the most involved machines I did in a while. I'm going to talk a little bit as I break down the unit. You know, I'm in a guy's garage. It's a pretty cool day, so it wasn't too bad out there. That's how you take the top up there. I use the assistance of his garage door there to just to lean that panel back. I like to take the machines out of the house to do these repairs because I tell you what, I just like to have my space. Seems to go a little bit quicker. Now, if the laundry room was a bit bigger, then I'll do it. I'll go ahead and do it in the home. But he had a small laundry room. Plus, he had a lot of dogs barking and things like that. And I'd just rather go out in the garage. He told me, hey, man, go for it. So I know that you guys are going to have a lot of comments about this because, like I said, this is going to be a very involved video. Here I am here taking out the agitator. If you can get this agitator out pretty quickly, I tell you what, the process will go a lot quicker. But I tell you what, this guy right here, I could not get that agitator out. And I like to consider myself having a little bit of strength, but had to pull out that hammer there. That's probably, I'm gonna say, about a 5-pound hammer. And I proceeded to beat. That didn't work, so I put an attachment on my drill, and I said, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and drill out this agitator. I've been watching in some of the forums. A lot of guys got different ideas about removing the agitators. And before I had saw one guy with a great idea, I actually is just still using my idea here. I actually just drill out the agitator with, I guess what you call that hole attachment there. Just puts a circular hole around the bolt. There you go. You can see right there. I just drill that out, and then there's how the new agitator looks. So, you know, that's what I was doing there. Once I did that, I removed this bottom plastic piece here at the bottom of the tub. I'm not sure what this is called. Some washers have it, some of them don't. But here I am here. I still had that plastic sleeve or bushing that attaches, that has they have like little grooves in it that slides over the transmission shaft. Even though I had drilled the agitator, I still had to remove that. And it was just giving me fits there. I'm going to talk about some things here while you guys look at what I'm doing, but I had to use my Dremel. Yeah, I got a Dremel. I got all kind of stuff on my van, but I just got a Dremel with like a metal attachment, and I just started cutting there. But what causes these agitators to not come out is because the excessive use of the fabric softener. You know, fabric softener has animal fats in it, and of course they put your scents and your colors in it and things like that, but that's what causes them to be so hard to come out. And there you have it right there. That right there is pretty, whew, that was rough to get out, but all of that for that. But now that that was out, I'm proceeding to clean off the the spanner nut there. And you see all that, he had a lot of dogs, so he liked to wash his dog stuff in there with fabric softener inside the center of the agitator cap, and all that animal fat, it stays in there in the wash machine most times. So it just builds up. The scents and the colors, they come out, but that acidity from that animal fat and that gunk, it's just kind of like when you using cooking bacon or whatnot, and you have that oil left over. It's kind of that same consistency, but that's what coats those components. And look at that, it coats those components real well, and you just can't get that stuff out. It takes a time. And I thought right here that I was like, man, I got that spanner nut out, this thing is gonna go pretty fast. But I tell you what, this washer, man, it was challenging. And I know people in the comments gonna say, why do this? And I say, why not? Why not do it? Hey, this is part of being an appliance technician. This is part of the repair process. People pay good money for you to come out and repair stuff. This is actually a warranty job, but there are some warranty companies we deal with that'll pay a pretty hefty sum just for you to do this. So, hey, I don't mind doing it. Now, there are some jobs that I'll say, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do this. But right here, this guy had been waiting for a while, and I had ordered all these components, and I knew that I had everything on hand to repair it. So I just went ahead and went to work. I'm using my Dremel here to cut a slit in the tub, because I couldn't get the tub from around the drive block there. So I'm actually using my Dremel to cut through the metal of the tub. But as you can see right there, I'm using my screwdriver there to just kind of open it up, and it's gonna go ahead and slide out here in a moment. A little bit more. I'm gonna dig in it a little bit more, but then it's gonna come out. But like I was saying, people say, hey, why do this? This is just too much. This is hard. But this is how you become a better technician. If you run away from jobs like this, you'll never really understand what it means to break down these machines. I feel sometimes guys just want to, just say, oh man, this ain't worth it, I'm not going to be doing all that work or whatnot. But you know what? Sometimes you're going to have to get down and get dirty, and you're going to have to understand that being an appliance technician is not about being clean all the time. It's a dirty job, but not every time. And it's a great career. It's a great paying job. There's my drive block there. It's kind of rusty. I cleaned it up with a wire brush and got it looking good. I used my vacuum to clean the tub, the inner tub out. I vacuumed it out. I don't know if I show you. See, it's real dirty right there. But I had me a wet dry vac. I cleaned all that out. I had that thing looking good. But like I said, hey, being an appliance tech is not glitz and glam all the time. So I'm gonna get off that and I'm gonna go here. I'm taking off my motor cover here, and I was thinking that, hey, this thing is gonna go pretty fast. It does go. Once you get that tub out, that spin basket out, it goes pretty fast. That's the most challenging part. I'm taking my belt off there, and those assortment of tools that I use, it's not a lot of tools that you need to take this thing apart. I got right there, as you can see, I got 9/16 10 millimeter, and I have a Phillips head, but I'm using my 9/16 to take the motor off there with my drill. You're gonna need a strong drill. I'm gonna tell you that now. I just switched over to a Phillips head here to take the actuator off. The actuator motor is one of those fail points that will cause the machine not to go into a spin, but that was still good. I didn't order that. But if you shake that little arm there like I'm about to do there, sometimes you take it off the thing. See that thing? If that little arm it feels broken, then you replace it. And I'm not going to take that spludge kit off right there, because I've got a new one that I'm just going to leave that on the transmission. I took the capacitor off. Capacitor is still good, nothing wrong with that. So I'm gonna reuse that, and I'm about to take the transmission off there. Well, after I take these wires off here, but it's just 4 bolts that connect the transmission, and it's actually 10 there. It's a 10 millimeter, and I just have an attachment for my drill, and I just put a 10 millimeter socket on there, and I got a 20 volt There I go, brushless DeWalt impact driver there. And I'm telling you, you're going to need something strong to get those bolts out of that plastic. And that 20 volt brushless impact driver, it does the job. And you know, I don't suggest doing this with some hand tools, man. Hey, use modern technology. Some guys say, hey, you're gonna strip the tub and all this. Hey, that's a possibility. But if you know what you're doing and you take your time, you won't do anything. I've done so many of these things. I tell you what, I know the sound that my drill makes when those screws are seated. So I got those out. Now I'm gonna go back to. I'm not gonna show this on film, but I got the machine laying down, and I just used my hammer. You see that transmission just dropped out, or that gear case, it dropped out right there. I just tapped it from the inside on the top of the shaft. It dropped out, and I'm just pulling it out there. Now the seal's supposed to come out with it, but it didn't. I'm just showing right there where I had tapped the top of the transmission head. But the seal actually didn't come out. So you see me pulling it out there. I thought it had, I didn't even notice that until I I always clean the hole out, and I was like, oh, that seal is right there. And you see that seal is eating up. But there I am. I always clean out the hole. Sometimes I'll use like rubbing alcohol or something like that, or alcohol pads, but you know. But there I am, sliding it back in. See, it's going pretty fast now. And like I was saying here, I'm just lining up everything and just pushing it in, just kind of wiggling it there. And the trick to knowing when the transmission is seated is when the top part of the transmission meets the lower part of the plastic. And when they seat up against each other, then you know you don't have to screw in no more. But I'll put like a screw in or two, and then I'll go in a T pattern and just go back and forth slightly and just tap on my drill like I'm doing right there. Just tap, 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 and it's in there. And there you go, right there. So here I am. I'm putting my splash kit in now. My trick is with the splash kit, I'll just sit the old transmission out, and I'll just look at the direction of the old splash kit, and I'll just go ahead and assemble. There's several videos online that'll show you how to put these things on, so I'm not gonna sit here and try to go through everything, but you can see what my hand's doing. Like your spring, there's your retaining cup, there's your splutch, I guess you want to say holder for the actuator base, or the actuator lever arm. Excuse me there. I'm doing this voice over here so y'all don't laugh at me. But see, I'm going back and forth. There you go, spin, agitate, and here you go. I don't think I'm gonna put this on right now. Yeah, I'm not putting that on. I put that on last because I like to have room when I'm putting all the other components on. So I'm putting my actuator back on there. The actuator play a very important role in that washer. For you guys, you techs that don't learn what these parts do, it's very hard to diagnose them if you don't know what they do. So, you know, that's what I tell guys when I'm teaching them how to work on these machines. If you understand how each component works, or at least 80% of the things on these washers, how the components work, man, the troubleshooting process is so easy. And I'm putting the capacitor on, and I always tell guys, hey, make sure you get a meter that can check microfarads on those capacitors, because a lot of these machines, you go out and customers say, hey, it's not agitating or spinning fast enough. Man, it's the only thing it needs is a capacitor. And guys will tell technicians that don't know how to check microfarads, they'll tell a customer, oh, it needs a control board or a motor or something like that, and it just have a dead capacitor. It's like a 10-minute job. You slip a new capacitor on there, that thing ready to go all for another couple years. So learn how to check microfarads, guys, and you got to have a pretty good meter. You can't get like your old $12 to $15, $30 meter from Home Depot to check microfarads. You're gonna need something that costs at least $85 to $125 or up. And there you go. I'm just putting the motor back on, as you can see. Just hooked up the the connection, and there I go. I put my splash kit main pulley on there, and you want to make sure that you get that bolt tight enough but not too tight. And what I do is that center nut that I just put on, and I'm using my drill to put on, I actually count the threads from the old one, and then I just tighten it till I get that thread, the same thread count when I put the new one on. And I said, hey, that's where it is, cause that's what the factory, I know the factory have torque wrenches, so I just count those threads. And here I am. I always slip a new belt on. I always if I'm putting a splurge kit on, I put a new belt on, because it's very important. If you put a new splurge kit on and an old belt, that washer will, I promise you, squeal. This is a kit I got, DeWalt kit off of Amazon. Hey, you guys find that kit, and that's my 5/16 and 1/4 inch fitting. I can flip that thing right there from 5/16 to 1/4. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is on Amazon. I don't have enough subscribers yet to post things in my comments, but as soon as I do, I'm gonna start posting things. So as soon as you guys help me out and I get enough subscribers, I think it's like 500 or something, and I'm gonna start posting tools and stuff like that, especially for the refrigeration videos. I'm gonna post Amazon links and stuff, because a lot of this stuff, it used to be so expensive, and now it's not expensive anymore. You can get your tools, and you can get all these small torches and stuff, man. They cheap now. When I started 21 years ago, man, I spent like $1,000 to get all this stuff. Man, you can spend like, I would say probably about $450, maybe $500 and get everything you need. So it's went down, and the stuff is a lot more smaller and stuff. It's not so bulky anymore. So man, you young techs got it going on. I tell you what, if you get the right tools. But I just put the spin basket in. Well, I put the drive block in the spin basket and the spanner nut. Now I'm about to hit that spanner nut. And you guys, hey, always remember that spanner nut is not extremely tight. So always pay attention to the torque when you're taking this stuff off. Like don't tighten it down to a point to where you put it together, it's squealing, that thing is just barely moving. There's my agitator, man. I tell you what, this is an 18-minute video, but I tell you what, this thing took me about 2.5 hours. And I just want to say, hey, I choose to do things not because they're easy, but because they are hard. And if you do things because they sometimes are hard, it'll make you a better technician. It'll make you a better business owner. If you're a business owner, it'll take you places. But if you want one of those guys that just want to shy away from work and don't want to do the work and don't want to be hands-on, don't expect to succeed in this type of industry. I'm telling you. But if you just be like, hey, I'm gonna get this done and do the things that I gotta do, man, I tell you what, this industry it'll be good to you. You'll be somewhere on a beach somewhere like, man, I can't believe Appliances got me here. Cause I'm a living witness to that. Hey, being an appliance tech has really done me great, and I really can take care of my family doing this. I'm not going to get into the X's and O's or the figures of everything, but let me tell you something. When you learn how to do this job good, I tell you what, you can command your money. And because, hey, if you can get out here and run calls at a high level with low recalls, I tell you what, any company gonna want you on their team. But here I am, I'm putting it back together. I'm not gonna go through the process of showing you guys it worked, because it definitely worked. Haven't heard from the customer yet. Won't hear from him probably. Next time this thing go out, he'll probably throw it in the trash, but it's gonna be a few years, because basically he got a new machine except for the shell. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are in the Alabama, Georgia area and need some appliance repair or some advice, hey, utilize the phone number or something. Call and set up an appointment. Or hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate everything you guys do by watching these videos, and thank you.